This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Hello, baby. Man, I went to see well, technically Van Halen. I saw Sammy Hagar last night, bro.
Wow, dude.
I know this podcast has a visual aspect to it, but if you don't mind, I might do this whole show with my eyes closed today.
Perfectly fine. You're the host of the show, so if you want to do it with our eyes closed, we'll fucking do it.
So yeah, went to the concert last night. I was like, we'll get back at time, and of course I have to do a podcast at 9 a.m.
My bad, bro.
And then a whole other bunch of stuff. I got a tight schedule this morning.
Yeah.
And we went and saw Sammy Hagar. We're like driving home. We get GPS is like, oh, you'll be home in an hour and a half. I was like, who? And we're like, So we made amazing time getting back. It's only like an hour and a half away. So we got back to Philly about like a little after 1. And as we're going over to Walton, we're like, oh man, the Cuskers is still open. So parked the car at the house, took an Uber over, responsible.
Absolutely. Always responsible.
Yeah. And, went to the Cuskers, got home about 2:30, 3 o'clock, fell asleep about 3. Oh yeah, I gotta be up in a couple hours for to do the podcast. But was it worth it? Absolutely worth it. But what a night, man!
Yeah.
Back in November, October, November, something like that. Sammy got on the Stern show and announced the tour, and he's like, the band was going to be Sammy Hagar, Michael Anthony, Van Halen, bass player. And he's Sammy's bass player too, but Joe Satriani, who's a guitar wizard, and Jason Bonham, son of legendary Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham.
Right.
I was like, I am fucking going to that. I don't care, where I have to go to that.
Absolutely.
And, it's supposed to be a summer tour. So I'm like, of course they'll come to Camden. Nope. They went to, the two closest ones was Bristow, Virginia, something like that.
Yeah.
The Jiffy Lube, whatever center. And the PNC Art Center in Homedale. So I was like,
oh, wow.
Well, I've never been to Homedale. Let me go let's get tickets for Homedale. And I got a pre-sale password and got the tickets. And just to hear them playing on Stern, and they were just jamming. It was like they hadn't rehearsed. That was like the first time playing those songs together.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, this is fucking good. So I was like, we got to go. And I've been counting the days till last night. And then they announced Loverboys to fucking open and act. I was like,
oh my God, Loverboys. Jesus Christ, man.
That's the 80s right there, bro. Loverboy.
Wow.
Everybody's working for the weekend. Yeah. And fucking so
love it.
Went up and hung out. Dude, it was crazy how many people I ran into. People I hadn't seen in forever. It was a good time. So we of course I blew up the bathroom as soon as I got there.
I was gonna say, did you grace the porcelain with your presence?
Yeah, I do the. I used to do it back in the day all the time, like where I take a dump somewhere and apologize to the place. But then people like would think I wanted. People thought I would. Yeah, people thought I wanted to talk about taking a dump all the time. So
yeah,
like, bro, if I'm posting my wife the dinner my wife's made, please don't talk about my ass, please. Kind of insulting.
Yeah, please don't talk about shit, please.
Yeah, she's showing off a wonderful meal she just made. So I didn't I fucking eased up on that. I stopped doing that for a while, but now like on Instagram, I'll just like post a selfie and I was sorry, PNC Arts Center in Holmdel, New Jersey, with like I try and make some kind of funny song over it, but
that's funny.
And we get to our seats. Loverboy was amazing. I mean, of course, they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
They don't get around like they did in the 80s, but they sounded amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know one name of one member of Loverboy. I just know Loverboy. Hey, which one of you guys is Loverboy?
Hey, which one of you is just the main fucking Loverboy? Which one? Can you let me know?
Fucking Canadians.
Jesus Christ.
I know that. I think they're Canadian. I don't know. These fucking Canadians.
They're so polite with that nice rock music and the whole thing.
Yeah. Everybody is working. But, they sounded amazing. The singer had fucking pipes on him, too. He was singing. And you could tell he was singing because, like, he did somewhere, he clapped his hands, and like, certain things he did, like, the mic picked up, like, he would, like, clap his hands on something, and you're like, oh, well, that mic's live. So, he's singing.
Yeah.
And they closed their set with working for the weekend, and the crowd was into him.
Wow.
Openers are usually the time you take to get a couple more beers and in the parking lot. And and we got in there fairly easy. I was like, I don't know what kind of venue this is. Are they going to, I have a wallet chain on, for my, I was like, because, I don't want to lose my fucking wallet. I was like,
true, yeah.
I've gone to venues where like, sir, you can't bring that in. That's considered a weapon. I'm like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm a weapon.
Yeah, you have no
idea.
idea.
Leave my ass in the parking lot too.
You have no idea what I'm going to do to your bathroom. Show me to the staff bathroom right now.
I'm going to upper deck tankless toilet. I'm going to upper deck your tankless toilet, motherfucker. But
man.
But they came out fucking amazing.
Now let me ask, because you may have mentioned this.
Yes,
I apologize.
No.
What is the name of the group itself? Like, do they have like an actual name, or is it just like Sammy Hagar and Friends?
The tour's Sammy Hagar, but each guy gets a billing.
Wow.
Like Sammy Hagar, Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, John Bonham, and there's like the opening package was really cool. Like highlights of like Sammy's career. Sammy's been around since like early 70s, maybe 72.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, he's been here for a minute.
He was in the band Montrose, and then he went solo. And for solo, he went to Van Halen, and then back to solo. And then he made the band Chickenfoot with Satriani, Michael Anthony, and Chad from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yeah. Will Ferrell. Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's another band, The Circle, which is Chickenfoot, but with Jason Bonham, I think. It might be, he's got another good guitar player, Vic Johnson. It might be Vic Johnson instead of Joe. But this is like a combination of his two bands, The Circle and Chickenfoot. And, man, I tell you, if he had Vic Johnson playing on his tour, I might not have went. But
really,
he's not bad. It's just I'm an Eddie snob.
Yeah, I get it.
fucking, if you're going to play the Wizards music, you need another wizard,
Yeah.
And Satriani's a fucking wizard, Yeah, they had a, awesome opening package, highlighting Sammy's career, and then like the screen is like Sammy Hagar, Joe Satriani, Jason Bonham, Michael Anthony. I'm sure I got the order out of order, but they came on and fucking kicked off right with. I'm not going to tell you the whole set list because I know there's people who are probably still going to go, and I won't spoil the set list. But like, it's been pretty consistent. They opened with "Good Enough," which is like the opening track from 5150. And this tour is like basically a tribute to Van Halen. The tour is called the Best of All Worlds Tour. Sammy, Dave. What's that?
I was going to say, that was what I was going to ask, the name of the actual physical tour. Now, I guess the other question too, does Wolfgang have any issues with them playing Van Halen songs? Like, I wasn't sure if there was any beef there between Sammy and Wolfie, but.
Now, I think when it comes to tour, now, Wolfie hates no one,
Yeah.
He's like the most polite guy, even when he's like talking about how, there really wasn't a tribute show to Eddie because David Lee Roth was like fucking things up. He said it in the most polite of ways,
Mm-hmm.
Like Eddie should have had a tribute show, like Taylor Hawkins had a tribute show.
100%.
All the guitarists who were lined up to be on that show.
Oh my God, like my head is spinning thinking about it. Like, it's crazy the amount of talent that could have been on stage for that show.
Yeah. Yeah. And fucking, Wolfie had no problem. Hopefully when they do like a West Coast loop, like Wolfie joins them for one song.
That would be sick.
They did a show somewhere, and Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon and singer from Train, Pat Monahan, got up and helped do backup vocals on When It's Love.
Oh.
So they've been teasing like surprises here and there. And I was like, we either go to Bristow, Virginia or Homedale. I was like, well, Homedale's closer to New York City, If you're going to have some surprises, it's easier to come down from New York, than for somebody to go all the way down, to Bristow. So or Bristow, however you fucking say it. And nobody came out during the show, but that's fine.
Yeah.
The show's amazing. They played a lot of Sam era, a lot of Dave era, and then during a Van Halen concert, like Eddie would do his solo. So instead of having, like doing an Eddie solo, Joe Satriani, amazing guitarist, has his own career. He did one of his instrumental numbers called Satch Boogie, which was really good. And that song was all over MTV, and used for all kinds of commercials and stuff like that. So that was cool to finally hear, because I've never seen Joe Satriani live.
Wow.
In person, at least. I've seen him on TV, but I mean, that don't count.
No, you got to see him live. Yeah.
Yeah. Saw him live, and it was awesome. I think it was the first time I saw Jason Bonham too. And he's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
If you're going to have somebody play Alex Van Halen's drums, Alex Van Halen looked up to Jason's father, John Bonham. And, Jason was a fan of Alex Van Halen. So, it only made sense to have Jason, who beats the shit out of drums, play.
Yeah.
Play those songs. And show was like like, man, I hope they, at least put some time in. And they played like over 2 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they played over 2 hours. And what was I going to say? Played over 2 hours. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I'm starting to see clips, pop up online already from last night's show. And Fucking Sammy Hagar, 77.
He's 77 years old?
77 years old. Doing 2-hour shows.
What?
Singing. I think he got a little bit lit up. They did his song Mas Tequila.
Oh, Lord.
And he busted out a bottle of tequila, and he's feeding some of the people in the front row some of his tequila, and then he took a big swig at the end. I'm like, oh boy.
Party's getting started now.
Yeah.
Shoo.
And you could tell maybe one of the last 2 songs, you're like, yeah, that's kicking in. Which it wasn't bad. It was just you're like, oh, no, Sammy's having fun now.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Sammy's lit.
That is hilarious, man.
Yeah, fucking. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's 2024. I don't get the whole fucking, are you Sam and David Lee Roth fan? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who cares?
It's good. Good music is good music.
Yeah.
I don't care who sings for Van Halen. Eddie could fart, you get a guy farting through a kazoo. As long as Eddie's playing guitar, I'd be there, Gives a fuck.
Farting through a kazoo.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to go see Jimi Hendrix because of the singer. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Well, even though he sang, bad example, but he had the Jimi Hendrix experience. He had the Jimi Hendrix experience, and then he disbanded that and did a band called Band of Gypsies, which a bunch of whole different guys, different groove, and imagine going, I was more of a fan of the experience. And no, it's Jimi fucking Hendrix.
You're going to see Jimmy. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
One of the best guitar players ever.
Right.
And, that's what Eddie was.
Well,
I got to see one of the best guitar players to ever play a guitar in person.
Yeah. Breathing
the same air that's between us. And I got to, meet him once and almost met him a second time, but I got to meet Wolfie that time, but that's still cool. But, the one time I was like, oh, dude, Van Halen's last tour, I had a feeling it was going to be Van Halen's last tour. Because Wolfie said it later, it's the fact that we did anything, with that lineup, even making a record was a fucking miracle, just because, Dave's a little bit of a fucking goof.
Yeah.
And,
a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
They did 3 or 4 tours. It was 07, 2011, 2015 was the last tour, maybe. And so when around 2015 rolled around and they're coming around, I was like, I think we should go. Well, I mean, I was going to go, but I was saying to myself, you know what? I think this is going to be the last show.
Yeah.
The last tour. I think this is going to be, I have a feeling this is going to be the last time I'm going to see Eddie Van Halen. And, I wasn't thinking he's going to die, but I think as far as that lineup, Dave's voice was shot to hell. And Dave cannot sing. He's more of a, talker singer, he could do some kind of stuff, but his voice had gone through the ringer.
Yeah.
And I think everybody went there just to see Ed, but, but then, there was talks that they were going to do this one ultimate tour called the Kitchen Sink Tour. Ed and Wolfie kind of put this thought in Eddie's head. He was like, you know what? Why don't we do a tour with all the singers? Sammy, Dave, have Gary come out for a song and just, rotate singers and which is brilliant too, guys, saving voices and stuff like that. And they were going to play fucking stadiums, ballparks, because Dave put out a cryptic tweet about Yankee Stadium or something like that. I guess they had Yankee Stadium lined up for the tour or something like that. I know for a fact they were going to play, if the thing that, killed the tour was Eddie's health, took a turn for the worse, unfortunately.
Was he already sick? Was he diagnosed at that point?
Yeah. His health took a turn for the worse, unfortunately. And I heard, from a friend of a friend, they had, Citizens Bank Park lined up to be one of the venues too. So I was like, God damn,
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we lost Ed, and it fucking killed me.
Yeah.
I cried harder than like when I lost any fucking family member, But I'd just been chosen for, Van Halen. And you know what? It's like just like in 2015 when I said, I have a feeling this is going to be the last time I see Van Halen.
Yeah.
So they announced, this Best of All Worlds tour. And I'm just like, you know what? If this is the last chance I get to hear those songs played and sang by two of the original members and a wizard on guitar and a beast on drums, I'll be happy.
Yep.
A lot of people did the consensus on the tour. We were leaving, and you wait for the herd to thin out a little bit before you try to get out of there. I ran to my buddy Albert Gattulo, who did a lot of sports talk radio. He used to be on the Fan and WFAN in New York, I believe, or 66 ABC or something like that. And we're like, holy shit, dude, what's up? Haven't seen you in ages. And the consensus among all of us is like, man, I think they're going to extend this tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they can keep going, because they play like every other day, which is smart, Sammy 77.
Yeah.
If they can, stretch this out, and, supposedly they're going to Japan with this tour, and man, if they could come back for an arena leg, that'd be amazing. I think the word's going to go around enough that, the show's worth seeing.
Yeah.
That I think they could fill the Wells Fargo Center,
I'm sure.
So, doing Van Halen songs and stuff like that. It's such a good show. And I know I've taken up most of this show talking about, but hey, it's the Mind of the Meanie.
Hey, listen. This is a big show. This was a big experience. And that's why I saw the photo that you posted last night with you and Mrs. Meanie, and I was like, I commented on it. I was like, I cannot wait to talk about this on the show.
Yeah, we had great seats. Well, I mean, they weren't like front row, but like we're dead center.
Yeah.
And, great sound. I made it a point, like I took some photos during the show, but I made it a point not to watch the whole fucking show through my cell phone.
Right.
And took some photos, but I wanted to make a point to watch the band. Sometimes you go to a concert and, they got the video walls. You get tempted to you're just like, oh, I just bought the tickets for this concert. Let me watch a video screen.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm at WrestleMania or something in the nosebleeds. But I made it a point to actually stare at the band and watch the band with my own eyes, have my own experience, and watch them interact. And Sammy's going around fucking signing autographs during guitar solos and just slapping. It's like the 80s. That's why I love the Van Halen. You throw up a sign, or Sammy's likely to hold it up. But if you throw him a T-shirt, he's likely to put it on.
Yeah.
I would see the disastrous 2005 tour with Sammy rejoin Van Halen, and we're doing shows for a promotion called 3PW. I was like, oh, I got to throw one of these shirts. Throw one of our shirts up there, and I threw the fucking shirt up there and made it on stage, but you never saw it. I was like, fuck. That would have been cool to have Sammy wear a shirt that I designed, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Sammy 77, you couldn't tell,
Yeah.
Michael Anthony, he sang at like one of the Dave songs. I think he did Ain't Talk About Love. I think he does a couple songs on this tour too, but we just got Ain't Talk About Love. But with Mikey singing, I mean, there was other Dave songs, but
right.
Dude, they came out and just it was like haymaker after haymaker after haymaker after haymaker, and so I was like, "How much should you pay for your tickets?" And I was like, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It was worth it, whatever I paid, you know. But it wasn't too bad. The ticket wasn't too bad. It's just, I guess, when the tickets get to the resale market. But yeah, if you haven't seen the Best of All Worlds tour with Sammy Hagar, Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, and Jason Bonham, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they still have a decent amount of loop to go, you know. So I went to the show. I went to the concert and had a great time with Mrs. Meanie. Saw a lot of people. You know, even like walking back to the cars, ran into somebody from South Philly. I was like, oh, shit. What's the fucking likelihood of this? You know?
Yeah, right.
But a great time. It was perfect summer concert. You know, temperature was just right, you know, and it was awesome. So awesome.
I'm glad you had a good time, man. It looked like a lot of fun. It was a perfect, like, if I could imagine a Blue Meanie concert, that would be it. So
yeah,
I appreciate it.
And look, I hate leaving the house anymore. Hey, let's go do this. Or as I'm like, hey, I just stay home, you know?
Do I want to leave the house is the question. Like, I could.
Yeah.
But
do I want to leave the house? Do I want to sit next to total strangers all cramped in the seat?
Yeah.
Smelling, you know, secondary weed.
Yeah, no, I'm no thanks. That's a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention before we get into our favorite segment of the show, also want to give a shout out quickly to the Pod Squad here with us today.
Yeah, we got your chat here.
Yep, don't forget to go to patreon.com/mindofthemeanie and join us today. Just give us a shout out to Nate Smythe. We got Vanessa here in the chat. We got Andrew Bailey as well jumping in here. But I wanted to, because we have SummerSlam coming up this upcoming weekend. We are recording today. It's Sunday. So less than a week from today is SummerSlam. And I know we've talked about him a lot. And I wanted to get your thoughts because I feel like out of all the matches on the card, this is the most anticipated. But it's CM Punk and Drew McIntyre facing off for the first time in the ring together with Seth freaking Rollins as the special guest referee. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that before we jump into Ask Meanie.
Yeah, that's the match I'm looking forward to, man. And I guess I didn't even know he's, you know, Seth is going to be a special guest ref. He just, you know, breaking news to me at least, you know.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. So that makes it even more interesting. But yeah, that's going to be a hell of a match. Fucking Drew McIntyre taking photos with Jack Perry. Real photo, Cry Me a River, you know. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. It's just, you know, just classic ball busting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that was at the San Diego Comic-Con. So
yeah,
that had to be, I wish I could have been there to, you know, say, hey, you want to help me get back at CM Punk? Or I wonder if he ever told Jack Perry that he's going to post it just to break Punk's balls, you know? I wonder if Jack Perry was just a prop in that situation, you know? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I have lots of questions about it. I'm curious to
I wish I could have seen the initiation of, hey, you want to take a photo? You know, and then, you know, I wonder if Jack sees it posted on, you know, wherever and goes, man, I didn't know he was using that to get back at Punk, you know, or to help the rival, you know, quote unquote rival company. You know, AEW and WWE are supposed to be rivals, and you got two of their main roster talents taking a photo together and posting it online to help promote a WWE angle with an AEW talent. Crazy.
God. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing that match. I think again, for me, like the card is just stacked at this point. There's a lot more that's been added since last week, but CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is going to be the big money match. I feel like we're going to see kind of a shit show at the end, a la Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Bret Hart when Shawn Michaels hits the Undertaker with the chair and, you know, Bret gets the win. I feel like there's going to be some gaga that happens there, but I am fucking hyped. So don't forget, next week, Meanie and I are recording the show live. Well, he'll be in Philadelphia. I'll be in Cleveland. So we'll get to catch up, and we'll chat a little bit more from the road and keep you posted on that. So don't forget to join us at patreon.com/mindofthemeanie. And don't forget to subscribe today, right above Meanie's head there, youtube.com/@mindofthemeanie. You can watch us live every week. But Meanie, I do have a question for you, sir.
Oh, what's that, my friend?
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Yeah, cause.
This is a drizzling shit.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and we will potentially read them on the show. I'm going to start here with a question from Pod Squad member.
Do you have your drink?
I do. What do you got today?
Surprise to no one. The Bellevue pumpkin pie seltzer.
And I have
that I'm almost out of since November.
I have the knockoff shit from Aldi today. I have the pink grapefruit, which is my favorite here. I'm going to crack that John right now. Ready to rip that ripping in 3, 2, 1. There she is.
There we go. I need help on that one.
Pinky's up. Oh, so good. Oh, that's nice stuff. That's good shit. There she is.
Seltzer kiss.
Nate Smythe, Sheridan Ford Sales Pod Squad member, wants to know, Meanie and Adam with the Olympics in full swing, what events are your favorite to watch? And if you were forced to compete in one event, which one would you do best in?
I guess the basketball, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I'm always a fan of gymnastics just simply for the control they have of their bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, just to be able to do, you know, like the floor tumbles and stuff like that. You know, they run full speed and do three backflips and a triple Lindy. You know, it's just it's I like that. I like the gymnastics. You know, the was it the pommel horse? That's called something like that.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, shit that like there's no need for.
Yeah.
Not that you don't need it, but just like, okay, we're gonna make this horse, and we're just gonna, you know, flip on it. You know, this like this elevated parking brick. We're just gonna, you know, do some flips and stuff on there, and hopefully not die. You know. If I was to do it, you know, you see that thing where they, you know, they run, they hit the spring, hand spring off the fucking horse and do a flip and land. I would be that guy that they always show that like mistimes the spring and takes a chest right to the fucking horse where it's like, you know.
Yep.
That would be me. Or there was a Simpsons thing where they're watching gymnastics. The guy's on the rings, you know, and he dismounts and lands perfectly. And he hears both his legs snap, but he holds the pose and goes, ah! You know, that would be me.
Yeah.
What would I partake in? Sitting in the stands. That's what I would partake in. That would be my favorite Olympic activity, sitting in the stands at the Olympics, because they are far more superior athletes than I could ever imagine. But yeah, I like the basketball. I like the gymnastics. You know, I guess, you know, there was a big hullabaloo about the opening ceremony, which I didn't see no fucking problems with. But
yeah.
You know, people like to complain.
It's always fucking something, man. It's always something. I like
that opening ceremony was evil. Fuck you.
Well, it's based on the Greek stuff. It's not based on the Last Supper. So maybe you should get your shit together and actually watch what's happening. I really enjoyed the diving and the swimming aspects. Like I enjoy, like,
that too.
Really like that. There's something that's like oddly satisfying about watching people dive into the water. I don't know what it is, but the flipping, it's the whole process for me. I really enjoy that. I don't know. I'm weird. I want to see, like, I'm always trying to see like the minimal, like who's got the most minimal splash when they hit the water. And then for me, like if that person doesn't make a huge splash, then like they get the gold, because that's just the way my brain works.
there's always that one where you see one guy just eat it and miss time the flips, and they just his whole back. When he gets out, his back's got to be all blistered and stuff like that. He just smack.
Just
like, holy shit.
I'd love to see them do belly flop competitions in the fucking Olympics. Like, that would be some shit, man. I would be down with that.
That I could do.
I would be game for that. If I had to do an event, if I was forced to do something, me and my buddies, you see the questions on here a lot. Lane Jaffe, Mike Jr. and Greg Alker, who definitely made out with a mannequin once. We've talked about doing, and he did too. It's true. Just trust me on that.
I'm not doubting.
We did. We talked about.
Did I flinch?
No, you did not, sir. No, you did not. But he's like, I didn't do that. I'm like, we saw it. You did. But we have talked about doing curling for a long time, and we thought that would be. I think if I had to do anything, it would definitely be curling, because I feel like that would be. It feels like, I saw a joke one time where they were talking about the people who do curling, and it looks like that sport was invented because 4 guys on a dad's day out got drunk and decided that they were going to do something stupid with a rock, and then they ended up in the Olympics. And it's like, they're just all standing around looking like totally like unsportsmanlike. Like, they don't look like Michael Phelps. They're in khakis, and somebody's got a big gut and shit. And I'm like, I could do that. That looks like the kind of sport I'd be involved in.
Yes.
But curling would definitely be the move. Shackleford, Andrew Bailey says, Meanie, how do you feel about the Phillies acquisitions? Do you think there will be more before the trade deadline?
We got that one dude from Baltimore. Oh my God, he's an outfielder too. I'm blanking. But I don't know if did we get any more?
I'm not sure.
But the guy we got is supposed to be pretty good. He'll be a platoon player with Brandon Marsh. We got from the Baltimore Orioles. And I'm shitting the bed on his name, but he'll be a good platoon guy for Brandon Marsh in the outfield. They'll flip him off, switch him out between lefty and righty hitters and stuff like that. Hopefully they get some more pitching. We could definitely use some bullpen help. Andrew Bailey says there in the chat, we got the Angels closer last night, which we hot the Angels. What is he handsome? Is he good looking? I was ass deep in the Sammy Hagar concert, and I was checking on the game. I was like, Phillies were up 8-0. I was like, oh well, shit. And maybe I'm the jinx because they've had lost a couple games here and there.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm the jinx. But we got the closers from the Angels. That's pretty fucking good. We need hope in the bullpen, which goes to my point. That we went out and got a closer. So so far so good, and we still have a couple of days to go till the trade deadline ends. And
Our last question today comes from Pod Squad member Vanessa Bello. She dropped us a note here in our Patreon group. What are Meanie and Adam's thoughts on WWE seeming to blur the lines on kayfabe between Punk and Drew McIntyre, and the photo of Drew smiling next to Jack Perry, and Tonga Loa still selling the eye injury a week later after Kevin Owens attacked him? And we have the photos up on the screen for you from both, which I'm pretty sure Drew McIntyre broke the fucking internet last week with this photo. So
look how much taller he is.
Seriously.
That man is, he's a beast. Dude, I love Drew McIntyre. I've
so good.
My love for Drew McIntyre as a human being and as a performer, but Jack's not a small guy either. So okay, fine. Look at that side. But I just went on that whole tirade about not tirade, but the whole thing about Drew and Jack Perry taking that photo. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I think there was a shot taken at Colt Cabana during the week, which is unfortunate because I like Colt.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not sell the injuries? I hadn't seen the injury, so I was wondering why he had the eye patch. And then, eventually, I went back and, recapped the show and, found out why. But yeah, why not? If we could just have guys, continue to sell something that just happened in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
Nothing worse than seeing somebody working a leg the whole match, and then all of a sudden the guy can run and hit the ropes.
Right. You're like, what are we doing? You're like, what are we doing?
Like, if I knew I had to do certain things in the match, I made sure that, like, my opponent didn't do anything to my leg. Like, hey, don't work my leg. I got to do this, that, and the other thing later on. And, or if you have something to do later on the show as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to make the fucking it makes the other guy look weak, you know? I just did this great big thing to your back and you're just walking around like, home to dome.
Yeah.
Just brush that off and kill it. But, I love it. I love it. And it seems like another cool part of what the Triple H era is doing, and it's pro wrestling 101,
Yeah.
As far as Drew goes, you got to play the mind games and mess with Punk, and Punk will mess back, and Kevin took out dude's eye. Yeah, wear the eye patch for a little bit, and who knows if that doesn't become part of his like permanent thing, like Bob Orton, rocking the cast for a couple of years, or Joel Gertner wearing a neck brace for a few years,
or even Malachi Black over there in AEW, still with the eye, with that the whole side of his face with the makeup.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
love it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I appreciate it. I love it, and it's it's pro wrestling 101.
Yep. And we appreciate your questions here each and every week on the show. Don't forget to tweet at us using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program. And Meanie, I appreciate you, sir. Doing the show with us each and every week. And I wanted to know where everyone can keep up to date with all things blue when they're not listening to our wonderful and sensational program.
If you would like to follow Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Blue Meanie BWO. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code Meanie or use coupon code MINE. Save 10% over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. If you're in the Philadelphia area and need t-shirts, go to JPT's for your t-shirt printing needs. JPT's is a family-owned business that's been making quality printed shirts since 1986. For more information, visit jpts.com. That's the letter J, the letter P, TEES.com. MadcatBeardCare.com. Go over there and get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. My boy Josh Stern is doing an amazing job. We just did a relaunch of my beard oil and balm. He redesigned the logo. It looks fresh and clean. So go over there if you want to look fresh and clean, smell fresh and clean. Go over to MadcatBeardCare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters created by the awesome Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or UPW Video Game on the Twitter. The Figure Collection's Bone Crushing The Figure Collection's Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered now at shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Select regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's PODSTARZ. Let me try that again. That's PODSTARZ.net. Register your podcast, book the Blue Guy, and let's have a great conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Book through the site, not through the app. The app takes way too much of your hard-earned cash. Talent doesn't see a lot of that money. So if you want to support the talent, go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO and book through the site. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand pal. Follow me there and keep up to date with everything I have going on this weekend for SummerSlam 2024 in Cleveland, Ohio. All the updates will be there. You can also follow my other show, Foundation Radio, at youtube.com/@FoundationRadioPod or search Foundation Radio wherever you listen to your podcasts and check out all the content I have coming up this week. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville in the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you need your haircut or your beard trim, go out there and check out their work and sign up today or register today with them and schedule your appointment with Kane, Jordan, and the rest of the team at 10thwardbarbershop.com. The Feinberg Method. Go to thefeinbergmethod.com and use promo code Goober and save up to 20% off your entire purchase. My trainer, Brad Feinberg, is ready to help you with your physical and mental well-being. So go to thefeinbergmethod.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at the Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Don't forget to check out my writing at bodyslam.net. I'll have some coverage and some think pieces on SummerSlam after this weekend, and go and check out my articles there now as well. Don't forget to look above me here, patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today. Tiers starting at just $10. You can join us every week early and ad-free and watch us record this program. You can look up top above Meanie there at youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. Subscribe today and you get to watch this video when it drops live and all of our stuff in the archive as well. All audio episodes, and we're currently working on getting you a lot of our past video content up there as well to keep you up to date with everything that we are doing here. If you look below us here in the bottom of the screen, you'll follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. You can keep up to date with everything we have going on there. Shout out to Sam Krebs, the executive voice, and Carl Pinnell, engineer extraordinaire. And I want to thank you, Meanie, for doing the show each and every week, and the Pod Squad for joining us as well. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?